Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we are going to be talking about an incredibly tiny detail that most people missed that completely changed the story and the ending of Red Dead Redemption 2. So this was actually pointed out to me by one of you guys, Ryan, who messaged me on Facebook, and I was stunned to find out that in my playthrough, I had completely missed this. And I think it actually explains a ton. So as always, if you feel like I've missed something or you have a mystery that you'd like me to explore, drop a line on my Facebook page. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's by far the easiest way to communicate with me. You can send me screenshots and photos and videos and all that good stuff. And as I've stated, it's been really cool to interact with you guys and sort of talk about all the cool mysteries and stuff we're interested in Red Dead Redemption 2. So anyways, this little detail happens in Chapter 4. So in Chapter 4, you meet this guy named Angelo Bronte. He's a big Italian, big shot in Saint Denis. And at this party that the mayor is holding, he actually gives the gang sort of a tip, an insider tip, that there's a lot of cash at the trolley station in Saint Denis. And naturally, Dutch jumps all over this. He says, haha, that's great. We'll get enough money to go to Tahiti with this one final job, and we will be good to go. And with that knowledge, this leads us to another mission in Chapter 4 that takes place a few days later, where Arthur, Dutch, and Lenny go about robbing the trolley station in Saint Denis, and this is what happens.
There you are. Come on, keep walking. You're late.
Couple of days in this place, you turned into some clock-watching city boy. What's the urgency?
We need to leave, forever. We've been doing well, making money, but for us all to leave together, we need enough for a boat. Now, I found a friendly ship captain. He's willing to take us to Australia or Tahiti. We just need to pay for passage and give him money for land when we get there. No questions asked. We will disappear, be reborn.
Well, where the hell is Tahiti?
South Pacific. An untouched paradise.
Who lives there?
Tahitians, I guess.
How are we gonna get enough money for the passage of a whole boat, a captain's discretion, and land enough to keep us all?
In there.
So we are gonna rob that place.
Well, I didn't think we was fixing the plumbing. I don't know if you have noticed, but we are on the clock. I reckon we got a few days before the Pinkertons show, and then, well, we're done. Now, we need money. Bronte said this place has got money. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery. Behave as I tell you, and none of you will die. Annoy me, and you all will.
There's almost nothing here.
There should be stacks of cash in there. He told us there was. Look again.
There's no stacks. A few dollars in coins, that's it. Damn!
We got a problem. There's a ton of cops out there.
Come on now! We got you surrounded!
That greasy son of a bitch, he set us up!
You think?
It seemed like a good time for sarcasm to you, Arthur.
What we gonna do, gentlemen?
Something! The trolley. The trolley! Follow me, gentlemen! Go now!
Go! Does this trolley go to Tahiti?
I hope so.
Okay, so long story short, it was a setup. Angelo Bronte betrayed Dutch and the gang. He set them up to try and get them killed. Not only was there not any money in there, but he also told all the cops that this was going to be happening too. And they essentially get on a trolley, and as they're trying to make their escape, something goes wrong.
Arthur, slow us down. Slow this thing down.
I'll try. The thing's broke. Hold on!
Okay, so as you guys saw there, the trolley completely crashed, and there was sort of a little bit of a cutscene where Dutch was like holding his head, and then you'll notice throughout the entirety of this mission, as the gang is trying to fight their way through, I guess, sort of the Saint Denis streets to escape, they constantly ask Dutch, is he okay? You know, you're doing okay, Dutch. And he always says, I'm fine, I'm fine. And then he eventually says, you know, I'm starting to see triple. And you can tell that it seems Dutch has sustained a head injury. And this is sort of confirmed in the final cutscene of this mission when the gang eventually does escape, and Dutch will have this conversation with Arthur and Lenny.
I don't feel so good.
Now you just got a bash on the head.
Come on, I'm taking you back to camp.
Hey, you did real good there, Lenny. Just wish it could have turned out better.
Well, can't win them all.
So I think what Rockstar wanted us to catch on there, although it was very subtle, is Dutch sustained a head injury. Now, we don't know what this head injury could be. It could be some sort of serious trauma, or it could be something more simple like a concussion. Not to say that concussions are simple, but they're certainly more common. Now, why is this important? Well, a lot of the things we start to see in Dutch after this mission are sort of the turning point for not only him, but also the rest of the gang. So if someone sustains a concussion, some of the things they can experience are a lot of the things we see happen to Dutch. So these symptoms can be concentration and memory complaints, irritability and other personality changes, psychological adjustment problems, and depression, and the list goes on. And we start to see that with Dutch after this mission. So was it the head injury, the bash on the noggin, or the concussion that he sustained in this mission the turning point for the Van der Linde gang? And is that where we start to see the downfall? And I think that proof of this is further backed up in Chapter 5 when the gang is actually on Guarma. There's one mission in particular where Arthur and Dutch are trying to navigate their way through the caves to try and infiltrate Fusar's compound. And they actually get the help of a local island woman named Gloria. And Gloria essentially leads them through the caves. However, at the very end of their little journey, their escapade through the caves, Dutch does this.
Aquí. Aquí arriba.
This way.
Sí. Then you pay more.
Okay,
More.
just a second.
Pay more. Pay now. Ah!
What are you doing? Jesus. Easy, Dutch. What was that?
Horrible old crone.
But you killed her.
She was gonna betray us, Arthur. Couldn't you tell?
No.
Well, I got some Spanish. She was.
You keep killing folk, Dutch.
I am just trying to make sure that some of us survive, Arthur. Now, shall we proceed?
I guess.
Listen, son, you think I want any of this?
I don't know.
Of course I don't. But I made a pledge to you all. We would survive, no matter what.
So how did you know she was gonna betray us? What'd she say?
It was in her eyes, in the way she was leading us.
But you said you knew Spanish.
I know human beings, Arthur.
Are you gonna strangle me next?
I'm doing the best I can.
You guys heard there that originally his explanation to Arthur was that he spoke Spanish. So he understood that Gloria was going to betray them. But then just a couple of seconds later, he reveals to Arthur that he doesn't and that he could just tell. Something doesn't seem right there. So even though all of this does sound logical, I think that there's a little bit more to it. Now, I certainly believe that this is a big part as to why Dutch and the Van der Linde gang started to decline. But I believe there are other factors as well. The fact that he got himself so cornered with his plans going wrong, where nearly every gang in the law going after them at every turn. And I think a big thing was Arthur getting sick. Arthur getting sick, I think, really transformed Dutch. Like, he couldn't mentally process the fact that one of his brothers that he had been riding with for 20 some odd years now was going to die. And I think that had a huge impact on Dutch, and I think that's why we saw him turn to guys like Micah. Even though it would have gone against his better judgment, and for whatever reason Dutch really liked Micah, he thought that Arthur maybe wasn't in the best state of mind, whether it be physically or mentally, and because of that he turned to trust to other people. And because he didn't have Arthur and Hosea, which that's a completely another point that we didn't even discuss in this video. Him losing his best friend Hosea just a few missions after he sustained that head injury could have been another massive cause as well. So it really does seem as if Dutch's support system was crumbling underneath him, and when you pair that with the head injury, a lot of things start to make sense now. So as always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I really do think this is interesting because it wouldn't be shocking if Rockstar specifically put this mission in the game to sort of start the downfall of Dutch van der Linde. And a big head injury like that, especially if not treated properly, which we saw was likely not the case, could have severe impacts on someone's mental stability. And I think that might have affected what happened to Dutch. But as always, I'd love to hear from you guys once again in the comments down below. And big thanks to Ryan, who actually pointed this out to me. Again, I completely missed it on my first playthrough, and that's why I love hearing from you guys, because you'll notice things that just went completely over my head, and I think that's so cool. But like I said, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.